Hello friends, thanks for joining me. My name's David and this is my channel. Today's video, the journey is not letting go of the me, it's letting go of the you. We hear this a lot, the idea of the ego, the me. And sometimes we can hear it in terms of, we need to let go of me, that idea of who I am, and we just dissolve back into this oneness of something else. And from my experience, that's certainly not the case. If anything, we let go of the you and we just become the me. Jesus spoke from a place of I am, right? I am. And then he also spoke in terms of me. Where two or more present, you will find me. So that I am, that individuated part that we are of the whole, of Source or of God, we each are a perspective from I am, which is the me. I am. So I've learned that somewhere we picked up these beliefs, we would call them unconscious beliefs, egoic beliefs, because what they do is they tend to separate. And that egoic mind, that individual self, meaning just by itself, just a me one, which doesn't exist in the universe because there is all of us under one mind, under one blanket, so to speak. And we each one of us, individuals, have the ability to be a part of the whole and to use the faculties, to use the wisdom and the intelligence and the inspiration of that whole as our own. That's the beauty of this. And it's such a wonderful, wonderful thing. But as long as we have conflict, as long as we have some other you telling me, do you see? What to do, what not to do, how to think, what not to think. Do you see? Then now we have some kind of conflict between that relationship. And boy, is this world full of that. I mean, from the time we were born, people told us what to do and what to think and how to feel. And we have certainly reversed that. So now we believe that the world can tell me, each one of us, that me, how to feel. And we create yous. Do you see? Does that make sense? And maybe it's a you that I don't like, or a you I don't agree with, or maybe it's a you that I really do like, or a you that I want to be, or I want to be like. So we create this inequality from that perspective. Now there's, anytime there's inequality, you're on the smaller side. It's just the way that it is. If you look up to it, you're small. If you think you're bigger than it, you've put yourself small. So it's this idea of inequality, of differences and comparison. Now, comparison is hell by far. Because if you have two thoughts that are pushing against themselves, that are splitting in positive on one side, negative on this side, you're going to feel that congestion. That's what separation is. And that's what the ego does. It creates a you, not a me. You see? A you. A you I don't like, a you I do like, a you that does this, and you that does that. Does that make sense? Yeah. How many yous do we have in there? And then it reminds us of them, creates personalities about them, creates ideas about them, creates objects about them, and gives them meaning. All these yous, everywhere you look, there's a you that already has meaning built in, that seems to be judging us, seems to be watching us. Seems to be talking about us. You see, and our mind's full of it. It's like this conspiracy against us. All these yous, even the people we love, we worry about what they think. You see. And the people we hate, we just hold that vengeance on them just in case. I have to hold it. I don't like you, and I'm just going to hold on to that. Yeah. And this experience when I was a kid, I hated that, so I'm going to keep it in me and suppress it. You see, there's that you again. But the reality is it's all me. All of it, different meanings, different waves of the same ocean, all coming from you or me. Kind of a play on words, huh? But there's only one, your perspective. I want you to sit with that, your perspective of all that is. Yeshua would say in The Way of Mastery that you live in a glass house, that we see everything, that we have access to your soul, every part of your soul. Ooh, that feels like an invasion of privacy. But it gives us a glimpse of how this works, is that from that higher level, even though we are the I am, we have nothing to hide from each other because there is only loving thoughts, loving meanings, peace, joy, and happiness. So we have nothing to hide. I've learned that if we're defending something, then we have something to hide. There's something we're trying to defend about us. But knowledge, truth, needs no defense because it is what it is. It's like Tai Chi. Masters of Tai Chi have no reason to defend themselves or compare themselves. It is. There's only one way that it works, and they are where they are. There's nothing to compare. Only the ego likes to compare. It likes to create a you. And when we create that you and we compare ourselves to it, there's blame. And from that blame, there's always guilt. Why is there guilt? Because you cannot see something different than your perspective and believe it's someone else's perspective without it not leaving its source. So remember that as the world comes in, every person, I know it's a little harder with people, but objects you can start with. As it's coming in, you're giving it meaning. And you have to. That's the way it works. You have to give everybody, everything meaning. And since you're giving it all meaning, it is 100% part of the me, part of you, each one of us, the individuated part of God. You see, and it's part. And if you can imagine like a line coming out to this and this and this and this and this, you see, like a beam or a line that you're attached to. Because everything you give meaning in this world or in your past, doesn't matter, is attached to you, to your center. You cannot give meaning and not receive it back. But there is nothing out there giving anything meaning in your life. It is neutral. Everybody is an effect of you. You get to decide what you believe about them. You get to decide how to see them. They do not get to decide, ever. That's the key. You see, you can see someone congested and angry and frustrated, or you can see them cutting off their love and their joy. Two different ways to see that person. You see, two different vibrations. They're cutting it off. If you notice they're cutting off their joy and their flow, you might be more inclined to have compassion and just, hey, I hope things are going well, or you know what, things are going to get better. Everything's flowing in for you. I have a feeling. I just have a feeling that you're taken care of and you're loved. But if you see them as angry and frustrated, now you're trying to fix them, trying to figure out why. And you'll feel it yourself. You've just given them a meaning of anger and frustration. But if you give something a meaning of a negative meaning, then now you must receive it back. You see, it doesn't leave its source, ever. Nothing leaves its source. So as you see it, you see yourself. This is the law of how it works. So because of that, there's no real you. Because you get to decide if they are angry and frustrated, which doesn't really exist because there's nothing making them angry truly. Just a belief in their mind that's causing them to literally cut themselves off or pinch off their energy of their own source, which creates the illusion of something making you angry. You see, it's like Abraham Hicks would say, I love it. She says, there's no dark switch. You don't walk into a room and find a dark switch. There's just that which is not light, or suppress the light in order to create the illusion or the idea of darkness. There's no source of evil. There's no source of anything that can push against us. There's only light. There's only love. But there are those that are going to suppress that source of light and love, and they're going to pinch themselves off, and we're going to see them. We're going to be around them. And that's okay. They are allowed to do that. When they're ready, they will release it, and they will move back in. But if we see you pinching off your light, and we feel that, then we have now done it to ourselves. You see, that we get to decide how we see everything. And the more we decide just to give it a meaning of flow, that's it. You know, even if they're not moving, you see them as flowing. I know you're flowing. I know it's coming. If you look in your bank account and see no money, man, I know it's flowing. I know it's coming. Now you're moving in the direction of that bigger me that we all belong to, that we will all surrender to, you see. Because that me, that I, that one is flowing. It doesn't try to stop its energy. It doesn't try to stop the flow from coming through. Does that make sense? So when we try to stop the flow from coming through, it's almost like we create a you. That's the idea of separation. If I see you different than me, I'm pinching off my energy because I'm not recognizing I'm the one who gave you meaning. You see, we are interlinked. There goes that, right? That line. I've created you. I've decided what you are going to mean for me. You have not decided that for me. And that's the key. That's true power. Nobody decides what you believe about them. That's the beginning of awakening, of really understanding that nobody, not one person, is deciding for you, for each one of us, what you feel about them and how you see them. This is why Jesus was able to look at those people where they saw themselves one way and he saw themselves another. And he held that light for them so they would have the opportunity to join that me, you see, to join that idea of who they really were. And that's where the healing came from. And we each have the ability to look out of that world and see innocence instead of guilt, instead of sin, to see it flowing instead of stopping and gritting and breaking off its energy or cutting off its source. We can see it as one. We can see it as love. We can see it as ourself. We can choose to feel good. We could choose to breathe in love and oneness, to feel that me and let go of that you that the ego has created, something different than me, something separate from me, you see, something other than me, which means it would not be connected, which is impossible. There's only one source. One source. And there's only each one of us and how much we are pinching off that source. And when we pinch off our source, you can be sure you're going to see a lot of yous. And when that source flows and you allow it in, those yous are going to disappear. And you're going to see them as yourself. And now, there's only me. I hope this makes sense. Of course, as always, it is up to you to receive what you would like. It is my passion and my love and my excitement to share this. As always, hit the like button if it speaks to you and subscribe and keep the comments coming. Thank you guys for all of your love and my unconditional love to all of you on this wonderful journey together.